We seem to have this problem often. I'm not sure why. I was just saying how clean the trail is, not a paper in sight. First Landing State Park is a lot more than the beach. We're on the one beach side. There's a whole lot of parkland over here with trails all throughout it. So if you're camping on the other side, don't miss walking over here. The beach is great to walk on. We've enjoyed it a lot, but this is nice too. There's quite a bit of terrain here as well, just up and down and getting your exercise, which is good. And it's still pretty chilly. We have our heavy coats on. I have gloves on when I'm not holding the phone. There are a lot of trails and we're having a little bit of trouble trying to decipher. They're well marked with colors, but we don't have a trail map. You know, this is typical. This is typical for us. We just figure eventually we'll get somewhere and we won't get too lost. But if you happen to have the trail map, that would help you out a whole lot. Along the trail they have some benches. This one looks really new. So if you need to sit down and rest a bit, that is a very nice place to do it. The sun comes through here and it's very nice. It doesn't have much of a view, but I do believe we're on Long Creek because I can see houses through the trees, which would indicate that's the other side of the creek. And we just came out to Long Creek, so we are on the correct path. That's always a good feeling. Somebody is power washing over there, so it's a little noisy, but it's very nice. There's this decking that goes across a little creek down here, and this little creek flows into the larger creek out there. It smells kind of swampy. And more of the Long Creek that goes along this path. So for this part of it, you're right at the edge of the water, which is very nice. Enjoying seeing all the boats. Sorry if you're hearing the wind. It's pretty windy, but really lovely. Peeking through the trees here. And there's the creek going down. The sky is a beautiful color today. Just really cool. Here's another pole with all the descriptions of the trails on it, so that's very helpful. And Long Creek Trail is the one we're doing. It would be nice to know how many miles this one is. I don't know why it doesn't say. The others do, but we'll keep going. The last view of the osprey nest before we move on. She's just sitting up there. You hear her? And what a nice vantage point for the osprey. We'll span out here. Over there is water. And you go around this little bump out here, and then there's water over here, another nice bench, and this has a good viewing spot, so if you need a break, here is a good place to sit. You can watch the boats come in down the channel. There's one coming in now, and while you watch the boats you can hear the osprey. Just came up on this swampy area and noticed this white bird right in the middle. He's very happy to let us just be here with him. Far enough away, I guess. We're not worrying him too much, although he's definitely looking, knowing that we're here. Also noticing the Spanish moss on these trees. It's so pretty. And I just didn't realize that Spanish moss would be this far north. I thought that was more Charleston, Savannah, Florida, and those type of places, but nope, we're seeing lots of it in here. Such a pretty view here. And another beautiful vantage point here. So the views, they just keep coming and coming, and you feel like you have to stop and take a picture every few steps. More benches and more water views. So nice. And now we'll be headed down this trail. This is still the Long Creek Trail, but I think that's so pretty with the moss hanging. Just frames the trail perfectly. Here it's quite swampy, and it just has that little bit of swampy odor to it. There is an observation tower here, which is very nice. We'll go up and see what we can see. Look at this view. Oh my goodness. Swamp and then the water out there. There's quite a bit to see here. I don't advocate carving into the railing, but it is rather interesting to see. Somebody started notching here 2016, and when we go around different places, there's dates about when they were notching in here. And when you come around all the way to this side, 2022, they started notching again. I don't know why, but they have a little ways to go yet to get around the railing. I wouldn't be advocating for it, but some people, I guess that's their hobby. From here you can see we will be going down across that boardwalk, which crosses the swampy area. And today it's fairly dry through there, but you can definitely tell that there's paths up a little bit higher off the main trail that they must use at times when the water's very high, like during a high tide and a lot of rain. But today it's pretty dry. Shouldn't have too many issues with that. Look at this pine tree with the pine cones all on it. So cool. This bench even has a dish to pour the water in for your dog. So that's cute. We don't have a dog, but if you did, and you're walking here on a warm day, it'd be awfully nice. And there's some more ducks in that creek. Up here, this little oasis, you have a bench, another bench with another water view. I will say they've done it very well with the benches and the water views and places to rest along the trail. And just to enjoy this pretty view. It's just gorgeous. Sun sparkling on the water like that. Really lovely. And the water is super clear. Well, we just climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed high in elevation. Pretty high for Virginia, on the coast at least. And here we are looking down at the water. It's quite a ways down there, but really, again, just so pretty. It's also kind of fun up here in that there's Spanish moss everywhere. Look at it. It is super thick, and it just feels magical up here. I was just saying how clean the trail is, not a paper in sight, no cans, no bottles. And then we came to this, which, well, it looks like somebody lost their undergarments there. Okay, well, it's, Inspiration Point up here, I suppose, but we're going to continue on our way. So moving on from that, we are now headed down from the ridge top, and there is a trail down there as well. So that's a different one. That is not the one we're taking, because we will be continuing straight here. And if I see something else interesting, I'll be sure and let you know. So, a word to the wise. When it feels like you're going and going and going, and you thought you were just going to be doing a loop, it might be time to check your Google Maps. Put it on satellite and put in where you want to be. And hopefully, as in this case, we have reception. And then you find out how far off the trail you are. Well, the trail you wanted to be on. We're definitely on a trail. We're still on the Long Creek Trail. The Long Creek Trail was supposed to be a loop. That's what it showed on the map. And apparently it is a loop, except that the end of the loop has a different name. So what happened is, as we were going, we just kept following the Long Creek Trail, because there are markers here and there, and we followed those markers. We kept following the Long Creek Trail. So now we have an hour and 3 minutes to go back from whence we came so we can get back on the loop that we were supposed to be on and take us back to the camp. So in hindsight, I should have checked sooner, but you know, we're out here enjoying the osprey, finding the undergarments. I mean, and again, that's a clue. That is a clue I should have known. When you start finding undies, you're probably out far. Yeah, that's a tip. Hiking tip 101. So we will continue. I'm going to catch my breath first, and then we're going to keep going. Well, one thing about being way out when you didn't want to be is you see all the cool stuff. There is another osprey nest up there, and Mr. Osprey is over the branch there, just hanging out. Hear him? So cool.